Why is Pisces the soul that belongs to no time? There's something about Pisces that doesn't belong to this world. They walk among us, but their heart beats to a rhythm that feels older than memory, as if it remembers lives, faces, and dreams that have long turned to dust. Pisces isn't just the last sign of the zodiac, it's the echo of everything that came before. The final chord in the song of existence, soft, fading, yet infinite. Pisces is the soul that doesn't live in time, but through it. They feel the past and future like waves brushing against their skin. Memories they never lived, loves they never met, pain they never caused, yet somehow carry. To them, time isn't linear. It's circular, a tide that always returns. That's why they always seem distant, lost in thoughts no one can follow. Because they're not here entirely, only a fraction of them is. They belong to no single moment because their soul was shaped by all of them. When you speak to a Pisces, you're not talking to one person, you're speaking to centuries of compassion, heartbreak, and divine exhaustion. They've been the lover, the warrior, the poet, the sinner, the saint, all in one lifetime, all in one breath. And that's why they understand people so easily. They've been them before. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusion, and spiritual unity. But Neptune is also the planet of fog, confusion, and emotional depth so vast that even light struggles to reach the bottom. That's Pisces, a living contradiction of clarity and chaos, beauty and despair, faith and surrender. They see the divine in destruction, the poetry in pain, the healing in heartbreak. They know that love and loss are two sides of the same wave. One always follows the other, yet neither can exist alone. Pisces doesn't belong to time because time can't contain something infinite. They love like eternity, not like a clock. They forgive before they're even hurt. They dream of things that don't exist yet, and somehow miss things that haven't happened. Their emotions aren't present tense, they're timeless. Every tear they shed carries the weight of humanity, every smile, the whisper of an entire universe. That's what makes Pisces both fragile and unstoppable. They feel everything, even what others bury, and that sensitivity is their superpower. While others run from pain, Pisces dives into it, not to suffer, but to understand. They know that healing isn't about escaping the storm, it is about becoming the ocean. Their empathy often feels like madness to others. How can someone care so deeply, love so selflessly, forgive so endlessly? But Pisces doesn't see love as a transaction. They see it as a frequency, a vibration that connects everything that ever was and will be. They don't love people for what they are. They love them for what they could become if they remembered their own soul. And maybe that's why Pisces always looks a little tired. Not physically, but spiritually. They've seen too much of humanity's beauty and its cruelty. They've loved people who weren't ready to be loved and carried emotions that weren't theirs to bear. Yet they never stop believing in redemption. They never stop believing in light. Even when they drown in others' chaos, they still whisper to themselves, "There's something worth saving." Pisces belongs to no time because they live in the space between dreams and reality, love and loss, heaven and earth. They're the border where endings turn into beginnings, where silence becomes music. They speak in metaphors not because they're trying to be mysterious, but because words can't carry the fullness of what they feel. They are the translation of eternity into human form, fragile, emotional, and divine. When Pisces cries, it rains somewhere in the soul of the world. When they love, the universe expands just a little. And when they walk away, the silence they leave behind feels holy, not empty. Because Pisces doesn't disappear, they dissolve into memory, into meaning, into myth. They are the zodiac's final chapter because they are its summary, the wisdom, pain, love, and surrender of every sign that came before. Aries taught them courage, Taurus taught them patience, Gemini gave them curiosity, Cancer gave them empathy, Leo gave them pride, Virgo gave them discernment. Libra gave them balance. Scorpio gave them depth. Sagittarius gave them faith. Capricorn gave them resilience. Aquarius gave them detachment. And Pisces turned it all into art. That's what makes them eternal. They don't belong to the past or future. They belong to the human experience itself. Every emotion you've ever felt, Pisces has turned into a prayer. Every heartbreak you've endured, they've carried in silence. They exist to remind us that nothing we feel is wasted, that every ending carries a hidden mercy, that love, even unreturned, leaves light behind. Pisces doesn't live for recognition, they live for meaning. You may never fully understand them, but you'll never forget them either. Because once they touch your life, you carry a piece of their ocean forever. They teach without teaching, heal without speaking, and disappear without leaving. Because their essence is not in their presence, but in the echo they leave behind. And that's the paradox of Pisces. They are the dreamer who remembers every life before this one, and yet still chooses to believe in the goodness of this one. They are the old soul who knows everything ends, and still chooses to love anyway. They belong to no time because they are time, infinite, recurring, compassionate, the tide that never stops returning home. Comment your birthday if your soul has ever felt older than your age.